Okay, I think we are live. Yes, it's come up as live streaming on my computer here. Good morning to everyone at the start of the second week of summer term. Lots of things to cover this morning, so let's go straight to the Rev to get us started.
Thank you very much, Mr. Howe. Good morning, everyone. Just a few things before the prayer. Firstly, the delayed pancake race between the chapel wardens and prefects takes place this Friday in the main drive at 1:15. Please come along and support. The 13th of May, the Ascension Day, we have our trip up to Maidens Grove for the boarders and leavers who wish to attend. 6:30 depart, rounders and prayers for Ascension. And of course, we start our live chapels for Year 12 this coming Wednesday, 8:20. Please be prompt. Now, our prayers are certainly with the people of India who are suffering so badly from another wave of COVID infections. But today is also the 35th anniversary of the Chernobyl disaster, the worst nuclear accident in history, which took place in the former USSR, now Ukraine. 28 people died as a result of the accident, but it's estimated that many thousands have died since as a consequence of the radiation released. The area will remain uninhabitable for 20,000 years. So let us pray. Jesus the carpenter, we pray for the safety of all who work in the field of science and industry, remembering those who were killed and injured in Chernobyl 35 years ago, and those who continue to suffer as a result today. Amen. Thank you very much, Mr. Howe.
Thank you, Rev. On to academic matters and straight over to our Master of Scholars, Mr. Woolner.
Good morning, Shiplake. Thank you very much, Headmaster. While I struggle to share my screen, that was a very apposite prayer, Rev. I've actually been to Chernobyl, and it's a very eerie place. The destruction there was mind-blowing, and so thank you for that. So as Mr. Jones mentioned last week, the college's motto is Exemplum Docet, which is the example teaches. Now, I'm instituting this year the Exemplum Docet prizes as an opportunity for you to share your excellent example with the rest of the school, push yourselves intellectually, and compete at the very highest of levels. So for every time that you've sat in a lesson thinking, wow, that was interesting, I wish I could find out more, well, now here is your chance. So rather than a fusty old 2,000-word essay prize, what I've instituted is a series of stimulus pieces. Some you can see are questions that you can answer. What is mankind's most significant invention? Do we ever really learn from the lessons of history? But some are there to serve as stimulation. We've got inclusive from our core values, determined from the Shiplake 7, and then an either or, knowledge or creativity. And the reason I've put it like this is because I want everyone to be able to draw on their own strengths. So, for example, if you are a musician, perhaps you'd like to create a piece called Inclusive. If you are a poet, maybe a piece called Determined. If you're scientific, a video lecture going through mankind's scientific inventions and coming to a conclusion. It's really up to you. I want to see your strengths there. If you want to do the 2,000-word essay, that's absolutely fine as well. So use your imagination, use your interpretation. The prizes have been designed so that you can submit an entry, as I've said, in any format. What I'd like is for you only to spend 10 hours on this, because of course this is a prize where it's going to be awarded at prize giving by the headmaster. You can be publicly praised, featured on the school website, and therefore an appropriate amount of time has to be put on it. That sounds like a lot, but 10 hours is 20 minutes a day between now and the deadline. So there are a variety of formats you could enter, but it really is up to you. Play to your strengths. Those are the criteria for judgment. They're going to be judged by me and the mentor team. What's most important is number 2. Have you shown ambition and effort? You're going to be competing across year groups, and therefore there will be levels of prizes. Don't worry if you are in year 7 and you think, well, gosh, how can I compete against an upper 6th, for example? But what we want is for you to enjoy it, to engage with it, and really to show off. Show your best, or indeed exemplum docet, lead by example, teach by example. All scholars must enter, and they know about that. But this is open to every single one in the school, and I really hope that we have a lot of entries from you. The deadline, as you can see there, is midday on the first day back after half term. Thank you very much, Headmaster.
Thank you very much, Mr. Woolner. Now, we talked about the death and funeral of the Duke of Edinburgh in last week's assembly and about his legacy to schools like Shiplake. And I saw some photographs of a Duke of Edinburgh silver trip this weekend, cycling along the Ridgeway from Wiltshire back to Shiplake. And you're going to hear a little bit more about the Duke of Edinburgh scheme, and it's something I would encourage every pupil to put their hands up for. So Mr. McPherson joins us this morning to tell us a little bit more about it. Mr. McPherson.
Hello everyone, I hope you can hear me. I've got no volume at this end, so I'm having a few technical difficulties, so I'm talking blind at the moment. But Kat, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Brilliant. Okay, so I've been asked to give you a little bit of an overview of the DAV programme we do here at Shiplake. You get a full brief in September, but this is to give you some basics and a bit of an overview, as I said. So DAV has 3 levels. You start with bronze level at year 10, silver at year 11, and the gold level begins in year 12 and carries through into year 13 and beyond if required. Each level is made up of 4 sections. You've got the volunteering section, the skills section, physical section, the expedition, and for gold only, you have a residential section. As I said, I'll give you more detailed information in September when you have the full brief, but to give you an idea in just of what each section covers. The volunteering, essentially, it's there to for you to give time to people, the community, the society you're in, the environment, or animals, anything that's voluntary, anything that you're giving up some of your personal time, not being paid for. And it can be in school, it can be out of school, it can be anywhere you like. The skills section, it's there really for you to broaden your understanding of a previously started skill, or even start a brand new skill from scratch, learn something completely new and improve your understanding and knowledge base. The physical section is probably one of the easiest ones to do, especially in a school like Shiplake. Every one of you will be doing some kind of physical activity on a daily basis. So it's a very easy box tick to do. However, if you're doing it as part of your DAV, we expect you to quantify a bit more with a bit of a set aim, should we say, and your assessor will help you through that. But it's a very easy one to do. The expedition section then, you as a group will have to plan, train for, complete an unaccompanied expedition, be completely self-reliant, carry everything you need for that expedition while you're away. And at each level, it gets slightly longer. At bronze level, it's 2 days. At silver level, it's 3 days. And at gold level, it's 4 days. As I said, we'll go into more detail about those expeditions in September. Finally, for gold, you've got a residential section. And for that, you need to undertake a shared activity or a course somewhere with people you don't know in a residential environment away from home. So that helps your social skills and boosts your confidence working in strange environments where you're out of your comfort zone. I could list the benefits to you. I could go over and over the benefits of doing the gold DAV. But I think, to be honest, one of the easiest ways for you guys to understand it is simply look at the Shiplake 7. DAV fully encompasses most of the Shiplake 7 qualities that we have. Self-reliance, motivated, curious, and so on. There are so many benefits of doing it. And again, I will harp on about that in September when I meet you all for your presentation. You can join DAV at any level. You can join at bronze level, silver level, or gold level. You don't have to do the whole program. However, I feel that the DAV program is very much like an academic program. It gives you the building blocks and it's progressive from bronze all the way up to gold. If you jump in at the deep end at gold, yes, you can still achieve it. However, the way I look at it is like jumping in to do a degree course without never doing any other education beforehand. Okay, so it's progressive, and starting at bronze will help you go through and get your gold at the end. So I've kept it brief, but hopefully I've whetted your appetites and gave you a little bit of an insight into what DAV is all about. As I said, I'll go into far more detail in September, but if you need any more encouragement, those of you who do succeed in your gold award do get invited to one of the royal palaces, St James's Palace, or even Buckingham Palace to receive your gold award from one of the royal family. If that's not an incentive enough, I don't know what is. However, I'll leave it at that. I look forward to seeing you all in September. And one final note, those of you in year 12 who didn't enroll this year, if you feel actually you would like to enroll, it's not too late. Just come and see me and we'll get you on the programme and get you caught up with the others in no time. So anyway, if you've got any questions, feel free to pop down and see me, fire me an email. But apart from that, I'll leave you to it and I'll see you all in September and give you the full blow-by-blow account and brief. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. McPherson. One of the big things about this term is the return of competitive sports fixtures, and it's been brilliant seeing so many people either active in cricket, rounders, tennis, or on the river. I think that the rowers performed very well against St Edward's Oxford at the weekend, and I hope this gives lots of confidence that the training is paying off and that they're developing into really competitive racing crews. And I'm delighted Mr. McCraw has joined me this morning to give a bit of a summary about the cricket this weekend. Mr. McCraw.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. It really was wonderful to see so many people out in their whites on Saturday for the block fixture against the Oratory. And the first thing I want to say is just thanks to the grounds team for all the work they've done preparing the wickets and all the work they will do for the season, and for all of the coaches for the support that they'll be given over the season as well. Oratory is always a good sort of barometer of where we are, and there were some really good performances on Saturday. The best team performances came from the second 11, whose match went down to the final ball. And the under-15 A team were in the position to win the game right up until the end as well. So well done to those two teams. Individually, there were excellent performances by Will Diver. His was probably the performance of the day with 66 with the bat. And from Ollie Stalder in the first team game, he scored 40. My challenge to everyone is that when we have our return fixtures against the Oratory on the 12th of May, that we get some victories in that one. So really apply yourself in training. On Sunday, the first 11 played in the T20 National Cup, and we enjoyed a win in the first round against RGS High Wycombe. It was a really impressive performance. We bowled them out for 95, and then Ollie Stalder and G Angel scored an unbeaten partnership of 96 to win the game by 10 wickets, which is great. And then that gave us the opportunity to play Radley in the second round. Very strong Radley team, and we did well. So thank you to everyone. It was a great weekend.
Thank you very much. And of course, the very young first 11 that we have, so it's a real process of development and education for them. And really, this is about getting ourselves into really good shape for next season as well. So well done to everybody. And I've got to say, I was here on Saturday afternoon. Everybody turned up looking really, really smart and on time. And it's terrific that we got those little things right. So well done to everybody. In terms of birthdays this, over to Mr. Brown.
Good morning, everybody. Mr. McCraw's given me a wonderful into my notice this morning. He talked about how wonderful the grounds look and how much incredible hard work the ground staff do to make not only the cricket pitches but the whole school site absolutely fantastic, and particularly in this weather. So this week our theme of respect is looking particularly at our respect for our wonderful school site and those people that care for it, the ground staff, the maintenance staff and the cleaners. What a wonderful opportunity it is for us during this weather just to be outside at every opportunity. And I know how much you love being kicking a football around, or now in the cricket nets, or just sitting around the grounds at break time and lunch times and after school. So please, can we show respect not only for the grounds but for those people that try very hard to keep them clean. You can imagine how upsetting it is, particularly maybe for Reese, who has this place looking on the gardens looking absolutely wonderful, to find litter, to be constantly every day to be picking up litter, particularly takeaway boxes from the swimming pool area, from around the AstroTurf, from the stretch tent, even behind the cricket scoreboard. Please don't drop litter. There shouldn't be lots of takeaway boxes. Year 13 are the only year group that are allowed to take away food. Nobody else should be doing that. So please do not drop litter. In that vein, I've got a challenge for every tutor group. I would like you to use either your Tuesday or your Friday tutor period to go outside in the area immediately surrounding your classroom or wherever you happen to meet, and to pick up some litter. Take a couple of bags and pick up litter in the area around the place where you meet. If you send me a photograph of that, I will give you some excellence points. Okay, so there is your challenge. I'd love loads of photographs of you guys getting out there on Tuesday or Friday or both and keeping this place clean, because it's not just the responsibility of the ground staff. So there is your first challenge. Photos equal excellence points. Second one, can we please have respect for our caterers and for the work that they do? Here is a scary statistic. 2,000, yes, 2,000 metal spoons have gone missing this year, this academic year. 2,000 metal spoons. Now, I did some calculations. If a metal spoon measures approximately 20 centimeters, 2,000 equates to 40,000 centimeters. That is 400 meters. So we could lay those spoons around the athletics track. Imagine that. Just picture that, an athletics track, a full-size athletics track, and there would be spoons end to end all around that track. I'm rather proud of that statistic, actually. Not proud of the fact that we're in this position, though. You do not need to take away cutlery. Every house has cutlery. Please leave the school cutlery in the servery. And just by way of an aside, the plastic, I know some of you are worried about the plastic cutlery. The plastic cutlery is vegware, which means that it is fully compostable. So if you're worried that we're using plastic cutlery, Lizanne assures me that it is compostable, so please don't worry about that. So please, a real drive to look after our grounds, our wonderful site, and our wonderful caterers and cleaners and maintenance and estates. Big drive this week, please. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. And in line with that core value, inclusive, all of the people Mr. Brown's mentioning there, they are equal parts of our community as well. And you know, this theme of respect for this term, we've got to respect for those not only who teach us, but also who make Shiplake such a lovely place for us to spend our time. And so if everybody does their bit, as far as those things that Mr. Brown's talking about, then we will be in a better place. Respect for ourselves, respect for others, and respect for our school environment and the wider environment. I hope, well, last week was such a lovely first week to summer term. I hope that you have a great week this week, have a great Monday, and a second week of term. Thank you.